Welcome to the 24th episode of Anycast. This is my podcast for YouTube where we talk about any topic that's going on, although primarily sports, and that's exactly what we're doing today. In fact, of the sports, we're going to primarily talk about the Super Bowl because that just took place over the weekend. And what's half of 24? 12. I bring that number up because a certain quarterback happened to win another Super Bowl. So I will start this episode with a little Johnny Carson intro. Envelope, please. A legend. Dominated their sports through 2 decades. The last 2 decades, that is. And have each won a combined total each of 7 titles. Drum roll. What do Jimmy Johnson and Tom Brady have in common? Hi-ya! That's right. For all of those Tom Brady haters, you get to suffer through another year where Brady hoists the Lombardi Trophy because he and the Buccaneers dismantled the Chiefs 31-9 in the Super Bowl. I mean, it was absolutely dominant, and there is no question now that Tom Brady is the greatest NFL player of all time. The argument begins, though, about who the greatest athlete in all the team sports is, and Tom Brady should be in that argument now. The man has been through 10 Super Bowls. Nobody else can touch that total, nor the number of titles won, 7. He has more Super Bowl titles by himself than any NFL franchise. And 6 of them he won with New England. I think it's clear and night and day that Tom Brady, at least for this season, won by a landslide the divorce with him and Bill Belichick. Look what the Patriots did. Now, I will give Bill Belichick and the Pats credit. Considering the weird circumstances we had to go through this season, which I'm going to get to in a moment with the NFL, they did manage to bolster a modest, but not very great, 7-9 record. But Brady won a Super Bowl in his first year with Tampa Bay. I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, the guy is absolutely incredible. He is a national treasure that we have to appreciate and we have to recognize as someone that is going to be someone that we talk about for decades and decades and decades. Everyone will know the name Tom Brady because this man is a winner. Wherever he's like Midas touch. He's like the Midas touch. Whatever he touches turns into gold. I go to New England, I win 6 Super Bowls and form a dynasty. I leave them, so long, suckers, go to Tampa, boom, win a Super Bowl. I mean, this is unbelievable. I don't think anybody, for the most part, could have seen this happening. It's just absolutely amazing, and in my opinion, Tom Brady is the greatest athlete in all of team sports. I know there's going to be some people complaining about what about Michael Jordan, and that's fair. And you can complain all you want in the comments section. But here's a guy that is 43 years old. Most people are in the Hall of Fame at 43 years old. This guy is not only still playing, he's still playing at an elite level, and he just won 2 Super Bowls in his 40s. Michael Jordan couldn't even do that with the Wizards. Heck, he could even get him into the playoffs, much less win a title with them. So I think it's plain and cut. Tom Brady is the system. Nick Wright, who's filling in for Colin Cowherd this week, brought this up quite well. I am the system. That's the level of excellence that Tom Brady has reached, where it doesn't matter where I go, I win a title. LeBron James, he mentioned, was the other one. And you can make an argument for LeBron, too, because he won a title with Miami. He won a title with Cleveland. He's won a title with the Lakers. But Tom Brady is just the ultimate winner. I mean, this is just absolutely unbelievable what he has done throughout the course of his career. And, oh, by the way, he's not leaving anytime soon, kiddies. He plans on playing at least a couple more years, and then we'll see. But here's what I think they should do. Because the rules for the NFL is, you have to wait 5 years after you retire to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Throw that out for Tom Brady. He should be in the Hall of Fame right now. I don't care if he's not going to retire anytime soon. Put him in Canton right now. Don't make him wait to get that ticket. He deserves to be in now. He is that incredible. And Tampa Bay definitely looks like they're going to be a team to be reckoned with for a couple of years at least in the NFC. So, yeah, as a Packer fan, I cringe that. But let's talk about the Chiefs. The Chiefs just, I think that obviously they didn't play their best game, but I think that's major props to Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator for the Buccaneers. Everyone was talking about he's the MVP of coaches in that game, and rightfully so, because I have not seen the Chiefs been shut down this badly in the Mahomes era. I mean, that was just incredible what Tampa Bay was able to do. But mark my words, the Chiefs are still the team to beat in the AFC. I just think they just ran into a major buzzsaw that is Tom Brady, who just absolutely cannot be stopped, and no one is going to get in that great wall of Brady's way in order to pursue a title. If you're going to beat him, you're going to have to take it from him. And I think the Chiefs will still be a dominating force in the AFC. A lot of stiff competition, but I don't think anybody can top the Chiefs at this point. So, congratulations to them. 2 straight Super Bowl appearances. That's tough to do, especially in this day and age when there's a lot of parity going on. And speaking of congratulations, I want to give a round of applause to Roger Goodell and the entire National Football League for getting through this whole season. I don't think we had a single game that got canceled at all. I mean, there was some rescheduling, there was some shuffling in the scheduling, but through it all, they still managed to play every single game and get through the playoffs unscathed and get us to the Super Bowl. So hats off to the NFL and Roger Goodell for what they did. Absolutely remarkable, and I think it's just speaks the volume of what this means to everyone that we were able to get through the season and get a diversion. And hopefully come next year, now that we've got a president that will hopefully help us with the pandemic, we can try to get back to normalcy and maybe we can get more fans in the stadium next year. Because if there's one thing I missed this year was going to football games and seeing full stadiums. And so hopefully we get that next year. That would be awesome. Now, let's talk about the Super Bowl commercials. You can't go wrong with that. And stay tuned because I will be doing a review of the Super Bowl commercials. I've been doing that for the last few years for my CommanderZander skits. So stay tuned for that. But let's talk about them. In my mind, and again, if you don't want to watch this, if you want to wait until I review the commercials, then please skip this part or go watch the review first when that gets up later this week, and then you can watch the podcast if you want to. But for those who are wanting to stick around, my favorite, no doubt, hands down, was the Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski T-Mobile ad. And the timing is just absolutely unbelievable because here's what happened in that commercial. So Tom Brady's talking about his future, and Rob Gronkowski's telling him to do this, retire, join him. But of course, because of bad connection, he hears, "Go to Tampa, bring me with you." And the rest, as they say, is history. But Rob Gronkowski stole the show with his acting. You got to watch that commercial to believe what I said. So there's that. A lot of good ones, too. I like the Tide one with Jason Alexander and the nice catch with the George Costanza "Believe It or Not" ringtone. So that was a good one. I like the Sesame Street one with DoorDash. I thought that was a very cool one. We all can connect with them because Sesame Street is a connectable source. Let's see. Paramount Plus had some really good ones. I'm trying to think of any other ones that might have shown up. Oh yeah, the GM one with Will Ferrell, that was to die for. I mean, that was absolutely hilarious because again, Will Ferrell being Will Ferrell, that's just flat out hilariousness at its finest. There's a lot of good commercials, so obviously you'll be able to check those out on YouTube. And again, I'll be reviewing the ones that I thought were really good, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. I kind of gave away a couple of them that are going to be on there, so there's your spoiler alert. And then with that, we have moved on to men's hoops and the NHL and the NBA dominating the sports world until we get back to baseball. Lightning look like they are rolling again. The defending Stanley Cup champs are on a roll. Tampa Bay just is on a tear right now with all of these championships that they're winning. Blues are doing pretty good so far. But, of course, obviously, everyone's having to shuffle their scheduling as a result of the pandemic. Teams have had to deal with it, and so obviously there's going to be some adjustment, but we'll see if we can get through this season. But so far, so good for the NHL. Then the NBA, you can say the same thing as well. Looks like it's going to be the Lakers and the Clippers at this point, the battle for LA. And the Eastern Conference looks like the 76ers might actually be the team to beat. The Nets may have something to say about it because of their big three, although I personally do not like it. The Bucks, you can't count them out because of the Greek freak. And so I think it's pretty wide open there in the Eastern Conference. Men's hoops, I tell you what, I saw the 2007 college football season, and by golly, is this men's hoop season just as crazy. I mean, there are none of the traditional blue bloods. You know, the Kansas, the North Carolinas, the Dukes, the Kentuckys, the Michigan State. Teams that you would expect to be up high in the rankings, they're not even ranked. And then there's Mizzou. My alma mater is in the top 10 for the first time in a decade. Yeah, it's that kind of year. And in fact, Alabama is ranked very high too. We just handed them their first loss of the season in a nail biter. Yeah, they're normally known for just football. This year, basketball is doing as well as the football team. At this point, though, there's two clear-cut favorites, Gonzaga and Baylor. They're the only two undefeated teams left in men's hoops. It seems like it's going to be tough to catch either of them, but there are a lot of good teams that can make a run at them. And I think Mizzou, they're trying not to be biased or anything, I think Mizzou could be one of them. They have really been impressive all season long. But again, this season's been so topsy-turvy, you can't really expect anything. So I think this is going to be exciting for March Madness this year, provided we do have March Madness this year. But I can't wait for it. I mean, hopefully we get it this year. There's a lot of buzz going on with men's hoops, and that's going to be fun to watch. So there's that. And so I think that pretty much covers it for the sport. So continue to stay safe. If you are able to get the vaccine shot, please do so. This will help reduce the spread of coronavirus. And if you haven't yet, or even if you have gotten the shot, continue to wear your mask. Continue to try to keep your social distancing. We will get through this. I feel like we're getting there. I feel the excitement again. Sports is in full swing. The NASCAR season's about to get going again. We just went through an NFL season. We've got basketball. We've got hockey. We're going to get baseball. We just got to keep getting through this, and we will be terrific. So thank you again for watching. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch my content there, and I look forward to catching you next time. So take care, guys.